What's up, everybody? Peter McKinnon here. Welcome back to yet another episode of 2 Minute. No, actually, it's not 2 Minutes. This is The Cage. This is the first episode of a new series we're starting called The Cage, where we will be reviewing tech, cameras, computers, all of those good things here inside the cage. Please bear with the audio. We are in a huge warehouse. There's no sound panels yet or any of those tasty things. It's bad, but we're working on it. So, Pete, you might be asking, what are we discussing here today on the first episode of The Cage? I'm excited, let's dive in. What are we talking about? Well, we're talking about the ability, might I say, to edit 8K raw footage on a laptop, maybe in a helicopter, maybe a glacier, maybe a train, a boat, a beach, maybe in your bed, maybe in a cage, anywhere. The ability to edit the highest raw footage anywhere you want mobile with a laptop. NVIDIA reached out and said, do you want to put our new GPU to the max and just see how it works for you as a creator? I said, what are the words? Oh, hell yes. Is there too much teal happening here? I've magnetized the light to the cage. That looks weird, this looks fine. Weird, fine, I don't know. We're still trying to dial things in. Is it going to do what I need it to do now, and how fast is it going to do that? That's usually always what it comes down to. This thing delivers on that. The fact that I'd be able to get all my ducks in a row, have a video ready to upload, then send it, and then have to wait around for an hour or so for it to just finish exporting and then uploading, and the process gets in the way. And when the process gets in the way, it affects the creativity. When the creativity's affected, the whole workflow's affected, the whole team's affected, and it's the smallest little thing that can cause a huge ripple. Imagine it like a car on the highway just pumps their brakes once, and you've seen those studies where that car braking can affect the traffic for up to like an hour and many, many miles behind it, just because the brakes were pumped once. That's the same thing when you get stuck with things like GPUs that can't handle this intensive raw footage that we're trying to be creative with and mold into something amazing. When these computers can't keep up with that, it's endlessly frustrating. So, this GPU keeps up with it. Typically when I'm editing raw or 8K footage, and you've probably experienced this before, you go into Premiere and you usually drop that resolution playback to like 1/16. So basically everything is just like 10 squares, 10 pixels on you can't even make out a face. So maybe you go from the 16th to like 1/8 resolution. And it's a little better, but you almost get used to editing looking at garbage quality, and that sucks. So being able to play this back specifically and edit with no skipping and no drop frames at like, we found like the half resolution, which still looks incredible. You know, you're shooting at 8K, that's still 4K from a red with zero skip, zero lag. You know, you actually get to see what you're editing. You get to see the footage. I can't even tell you how many years I've been editing at like 1/16. That's a bit of a bummer, you know? I've been robbed. My eyeballs have been robbed. All right, so let's take a look at a couple examples. Let's throw up some stats on the screen here. Let's render a 5-minute film, like the Arctic film, from 8K footage with heavy effects, heavy coloring, lots of sound. There's a lot going on in this timeline. Let's see how fast that is. 29 minutes, half an hour. That's amazing. All right, and now let's render that same 5-minute Arctic film with the 8K footage, not using the NVIDIA GPU. 44 minutes. All right, now here is a typical 10-minute vlog shot entirely in 4K with sprinkles of 5.5K raw footage from the new 1DX, which it's not even out yet, so the codecs and everything, it's hard to use, right? It chugs a machine, it really slows it down. It's like opening it up and just putting peanut butter inside and then closing it. Now we'll render that 12 minutes. 12 minutes on that Quadro RTX 5000. I could literally just say that all day. It sounds like a great car. What do you drive? RTX. The Quadro? Yeah, 5000. No, 2020? Yeah, man. Now let's render that same vlog, the same 10-minute vlog, 4K, sprinkles of 5.5K raw, not using the tasty Quadro 5000 RTX. I literally don't know which order it's in. It sounds good in any order. Ready? Drum roll. 1 hour, 2 minutes. An hour and 2 minutes. That time difference, I could literally shoot another vlog in an hour. You know, if I had it all worked out and everything was ready to go, that hour could save me a lot. You might be boarding a flight. You might be sitting in an airport somewhere on the go, trying to get this stuff done before you peace out on like an overseas like 9-hour leg somewhere, and you want to fire this up onto the internet, but oh, sorry, render time's an hour and 2 minutes, or is a render time 12 minutes, and you can still upload that vlog, upload that video, send those files, whatever, and then go grab a coffee. That's an insane difference. We were also able to go through and change some of the settings inside to basically make sure this is outputting max performance. We noticed that made a huge difference. When we were messing around within Premiere, there's a few moments when we didn't have those toggles set and we didn't have everything set to max. When we were speed ramping specifically, when we were doing some speed ramps within Premiere Pro, we're getting a little bit of like some glitch happening where it was like hard to watch the playback, but then we just maxed those toggles out and then everything sped up. Suddenly render times were like 0.5 seconds and then none of those issues remained. That was important to say, I just want to note that. And if we could just move on to the 4K OLED screen for a second, never have I seen a better quality looking monitor. We watched this film that we made in Banff last year called The Mountains Won't Remember Me, and we watched it back on this monitor and I thought, oh, I wish we'd had this setup when we were creating that because it looked so good. I'd never seen it look that good, and I thought to myself, that's a good video, like you did good. I wish that I was using this forever because it just looks so crispy and watery and juicy. You know what I mean by watery? It just looks, you know they're onto something when you look at your own photos like, I took that? Because that looks good. By the way, I didn't take this one. Kirk took this one. Kirk, bro. Beautiful, beautiful display. All of this in a laptop that you can just pick up and go, toss in your back seat, place in your back seat. Place it. Something that you can get for laptops like this, if you're doing this GPU intensive editing, they're like cooling pads. You can just set your laptop down on top of this like whole cooling fan thing. I'm sure a lot of gamers are doing this already. Peter, this is invented like 100 years ago. I'm sorry, I'm just catching up, okay? Get a cooling pad if you need it. But so far, we've not used any of those things with this. This has been seriously incredible. And it's something I probably would never have like stumbled upon if it wasn't brought to my attention and someone said, hey Pete, I think you might actually benefit from using a GPU that's going to just ramp up your productivity. I really maybe want to just look into it more, and I'm glad I did because I'm a big believer in time saving. Time saved. You know, people say time is money, and it's that like time is money, that cliche thing, but it in some instances, not all, it is. And if you can shave off that time and save it to allocate it to something else, maybe it's just even checking up on emails, getting more clients, whatever. More time that I can be productive, more time that I can be hanging out with my family or doing what I want, while this thing is just chugging in the background. Chugging in a good way. In a good way. I'm into it. Something that I found very cool when I was on the phone with the folks over at NVIDIA. You say that so casually. Oh, I was on the phone with the folks from NVIDIA. Just dial up my GPU friends. Hey, what's up? Anyways, I digress. What really resonated with me was that they specifically worked with people like Razer and Premiere, like Adobe, to make this GPU dialed specifically for that software. It's the attention to detail. It's those things that make a huge difference. On top of that, if you buy one of these laptops, they come with a Creative Cloud subscription for, I think, 3 months, so that's sick. Thanks, NVIDIA. NVIDIA. Let's clarify something too. I'll just put it out there for the world in case no one knows. NVIDIA. Okay? NVIDIA? No, that's not a thing. NVIDIA. You heard it here. You're welcome. So that's it for me, guys. Hope you liked this video. Links below if you want to check out how to severely ramp up your productivity when editing on the go, editing anywhere. Links below to all these machines, all this stuff. Thank you to NVIDIA for sponsoring this video. If you liked it, hit the like button. I would appreciate it. Just punch it, whatever, do your thing. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next episode of The Cage. We should probably do a Cage tour at some point too, but I'm liking what I'm seeing. Psyched. See ya.